Hi there. In this video on PMN Online, we are going to cover Grok 4.6 versus GPT-5.6. Which AI is the real winner? As the world of artificial intelligence continues to evolve at a rapid pace, two models have recently dominated the conversation. Grok 4.6 from xAI and GPT-5.6 from OpenAI. Both companies are making bold claims about their respective models, each suggesting theirs is a significant step toward achieving general intelligence. However, they can't both be the ultimate leap forward. So, which one is truly ahead? In this video, we'll dive deep into the benchmark data, the pricing strategies, and the release notes to uncover the truth behind these two AI powerhouses. You'll find that the answer isn't as straightforward as it might seem, and the areas where these models excel aren't necessarily where you'd expect. Let's begin by examining the raw intelligence scores that both companies are using to showcase their models. On the Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index, an industry standard for measuring capabilities across coding, reasoning, and knowledge benchmarks, both Grok 4.6 and GPT-5.6 achieve an identical score of 61. This tie in the composite score is why both companies can claim superiority in their marketing, despite the fact that it doesn't tell us much about practical performance. When you delve deeper into the individual capabilities, the story starts to unfold in more intriguing ways. Now, let's explore where GPT 5.6 takes the lead. If your work involves serious coding tasks, especially those that require problem-solving in a real-world environment, GPT 5.6 is the clear winner. On the Deep SWE benchmark, which evaluates a model's ability to tackle software engineering problems rather than just generate plausible code snippets, GPT 5.6 scores an impressive 73%, while Grok 4.6 lags behind at 65.9%. Furthermore, on Terminal Bench, a test for handling command-line workflows, GPT 5.6 scores 34.6% compared to Grok's 26%. This advantage is partly due to GPT 5.6 Ultra Mode, which utilizes 4 subagents working in parallel on complex problems, alongside a deeper max reasoning setting. This architectural design offers a significant edge in coding tasks. However, when we step outside the realm of coding and into knowledge-based tasks, Grok 4.6 shines. For long-term projects involving research, planning, and sustained reasoning, Grok 4.6 takes the lead. On the GDP Valet benchmark, which focuses on real-world knowledge work, Grok scores in yellow of 1,753, surpassing GPT 5.6 1,728. It also outperforms GPT 5.6 on AA Briefcase, a test for handling long multi-step projects, and even on Cursor Bench, a code generation benchmark, with a score of 69.9% against 67.2%. A particularly striking example of Grok's strength is its performance on the Harvey Lab legal reasoning test, where it scores 15.8% compared to GPT 5.6 2.5%. This isn't just a win. It's a significant advantage for anyone working in legal analysis. Now let's talk about costs. The price difference between these two models is substantial. GPT 5.6 comes with a price tag of $5 per million input tokens and $30 per million output tokens, whereas Grok 4.6 costs $2 for inputs and $6 for outputs. Given the importance of output costs for most workloads, Grok's pricing is roughly 1/5 of GPT 5.6. However, when evaluating the cost per completed task, both models are nearly equal, at around 84 cents per task. This is because the efficiency with which each model uses its tokens can significantly impact the overall cost. For high-volume, simple tasks, Grok's lower output pricing is advantageous. But for more complex tasks, GPT 5.6 reasoning capabilities can help it save tokens, closing the price gap. Safety is another critical factor to consider. Both models feature robust safety measures. Grok 4.6 includes an expanded safety testing suite and filters that adapt to its capabilities, while GPT 5.6 incorporates safety training within the model, real-time misuse detection, and account-level monitoring. Despite no major alignment failures being reported for either model, it's crucial to acknowledge that no system is flawless, especially so soon after launch. Finally, the question on everyone's mind, is either model truly AGI? The answer is no. Neither Grok 4.6 nor GPT 5.6 meets the criteria for general intelligence. They lack the ability to generalize to novel problems, learn continuously, or improve independently. Reported non-hallucination rates suggest both models still make errors around 30% of the time. Additionally, the interpretability of these models remains a challenge, as understanding their decision-making process is difficult. In conclusion, if your work revolves around coding and requires robust software engineering capabilities, GPT 5.6 is the stronger choice with its Ultra mode providing an extra edge. Conversely, for research, planning, and knowledge-intensive tasks, Grok 4.6 not only competes but often leads, all while being more cost-effective per token. Neither model represents AGI, but both are pushing the boundaries of AI capabilities in unique ways. We would love to hear your thoughts on which model you plan to use and why, so feel free to share in the comments. Hopefully, this tutorial on PMN Online helped you understand Grok 4.6 versus GPT 5.6, which AI is the real winner, quickly and easily. For more helpful guides like this one, be sure to subscribe.